Welcome back to Health Equals Wellness. Today we're exploring a powerful theme: how being on the autism spectrum, or what used to be called Asperger's, is a challenge, but can also be a superpower. We're going to hear some real-life testimonials on the challenges of being on the autism spectrum, and meet 8 remarkable individuals who live with autism, seeing how their autistic traits have helped them succeed. But before we dive into their stories, let's first answer: what is autism? What are the signs? And what's the difference between autism and Asperger's syndrome? Chapter 1. What is autism? Autism, more formally called Autism Spectrum Disorder, ASD, is a neurodevelopmental condition. It means the brain is wired differently in terms of how it processes information, interacts socially, picks up patterns, and responds to sensations. The key word is spectrum, which means there's a wide range of how autism shows up. Some people may need lots of support. Others may be highly independent and successful. Let's take a look at some of the core features. Number 1. Differences in social communication and interaction. For instance, difficulty reading social cues, maintaining conversation, or interpreting nonverbal signals. Number 2. Repetitive behaviors or restricted interests. For example, intense focus on one topic, routines, and sensory sensitivities. Number 3. Often signs appear in childhood, though sometimes diagnosis happens later. Importantly, autism is not a disease to be cured. It's a style of thinking and being. And many autistic people emphasize the strengths, including pattern recognition, focused interest, and visual thinking that accompany their wiring. Chapter 2. Signs and symptoms. Here are some of the commonly seen signs and symptoms. Remember, not everyone will show all of these. Autism manifests differently in each person. Number 1. Difficulty in everyday conversations. For example, trouble joining in the back and forth of talk or switching topics easily. Number 2. Challenges with nonverbal communication, reduced eye contact, limited gestures or facial expressions, and difficulty interpreting others' body language. Number 3. Repetitive or restrictive behaviors, hand flapping, rocking, repeating words and phrases, and strong fixations. Number 4. Intense interests or hyperfocus. Deep commitment to a topic or hobby, sometimes to the exclusion of other things and people. Number 5. Sensory sensitivities or differences. For instance, over or under reaction to sounds, lights, textures, or smells. Number 6. Differences in language development. Some children may speak later than expected. Others may talk fluently, but struggle with the use of language socially. If you recognize many of these in yourself or someone you know, it can be worth exploring an evaluation. Beyond challenges, these differences also offer potential strengths, which is what we'll see in our profiles. Chapter 3. Autism versus Asperger's syndrome. Up next, the difference and overlap between autism and what used to be called Asperger's syndrome. Historically, Asperger's was considered a separate diagnosis. Today, it falls under the ASD umbrella, but the distinctions are still helpful. Distinction. Number 1. People diagnosed with Asperger's, or what is now termed Level 1 ASD, typically had no significant delay in language development, and often had average or above-average intelligence. Distinction number 2. By contrast, the broader autism diagnosis may include more significant social and communication differences, and varying degrees of intellectual and developmental challenges. Distinction number 3. In plain terms, if someone had Asperger's, they might have been considered high-functioning and able to live independently, but still struggling with social interaction or sensory issues. Distinction number 4. Since the DSM-5 was updated in 2013, the professional guideline groups them all under autism spectrum disorder because the boundaries were fuzzy, and people sometimes moved between labels. For our video, we'll use autism spectrum broadly, so we include people across the full range, including those who formerly used the label Asperger's, and we'll focus on how their unique wiring played a role in their lives. Chapter 4. Transition. Now that we've framed the topic, we're ready to present our 8 inspirational profiles. For each person, who they are, how autism showed up in their lives, how it helped them, and what we can learn. Profile 1. Elon Musk. During his opening monologue on Saturday Night Live on May 8, 2021, Musk said, I'm actually making history tonight as the first person with Asperger's to host SNL, or at least the first to admit it. So I won't make a lot of eye contact with the cast tonight. But don't worry, I'm pretty good at running human in emulation mode. I know I sometimes say or post strange things, but that's just how my brain works. In various profiles, his mother, Mae Musk, said, "He was never actually diagnosed as a kid, but he says he has Asperger's, and I'm sure he is right." His admission is important as a high-profile moment in neurodiversity visibility. Someone with immense public influence acknowledging being on the spectrum, or claiming to be, can help reduce stigma and broaden understanding. It raises questions and discussion around how traits often associated with autism, including focus, pattern thinking, and social awkwardness, that might intersect with entrepreneurial and innovation-driven behavior. It also prompts careful thought. A diagnosis or self-identification doesn't automatically explain all behavior. Profile 2. Sir Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins is a Welsh-born actor widely regarded as one of the great performers of his generation. He was born on December 31, 1937 in Port Talbot, Wales. He trained as an actor and originally had ambitions toward music, and began his career on stage before moving into film and television. He joined the Royal National Theatre in London in 1965 and took on major stage roles. His breakthrough film roles include The Silence of the Lambs, 1991, in which he portrayed the notorious Dr. Hannibal Lecter, a performance that earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor. He was knighted in 1993 and has received numerous awards, including Golden Globes, Emmys, and the Academy Awards. Hopkins revealed that his wife, Stella Arroyave, suggested he might have Asperger's because of traits like, "I'm obsessed with numbers. I'm obsessed with detail. I like everything in order," and memorizing. He wrote in his memoir that, "Stella's belief that I probably have Asperger's is likely right, given my proclivity for memorization and repetition, and my lack of emotionality." On the flip side, he said in a recent interview, "I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I don't even believe it. And, well, I guess I'm cynical because it's all nonsense. It's all rubbish. ADHD, OCD, Asperger's, blah, blah, blah. Oh God, it's called living." He also described how his intense memory and concentration play a key part in his craft. "When I get a script, I read it 100 to 200 times until every word is etched in my mind. That was my gift, really, to know the part so well that I had no fear." On the question of whether the traits he exhibits helped him as an actor, I definitely look at people differently. I like to deconstruct, to pull a character apart, to work out what makes them tick. My view will not be the same as everyone else. Profile 3. Cody Lee. Cody Lee was born on July 7, 1996, and was born with optic nerve hypoplasia, a condition that caused severe visual impairment. He is autistic, legally blind, and diagnosed with Addison's disease and won America's Got Talent Season 14 in 2019 by singing and playing the piano. The impact of his performance, where he performed A Song for You, earned him the first ever Golden Buzzer from Judge Gabrielle Union. His victory was a significant moment for the autism community, showcasing his incredible musical talent and resilience. Cody Lee and his family have spoken openly about his diagnosis of autism and how it impacted their lives, especially after his rise to fame on America's Got Talent. Cody's mother, Tina Lee, has shared that Cody was diagnosed with autism at a young age, and that the family's journey has been filled with both challenge and hope. Tina explained that music played a life-saving role for Cody, helping him cope with the difficulties of navigating the world as a person with autism and providing him a way to connect with others. Tina said, "We found out that he loved music really early on. He listened, and his eyes just went huge. When he started singing, that's when I was in tears. I just realized, oh my gosh, he's an entertainer." Tina went on to say, "Through music and performing, he was able to withstand living in this world. Because when you're autistic, it's really hard to do what everybody else does." Profile 4. Greta Thunberg is a Swedish climate activist who gained international recognition for her efforts to promote urgent action on climate change. Born in Stockholm in 2003, she began her activism in August 2018 by staging a school strike for climate outside the Swedish parliament, launching the global youth movement Fridays for Future. Her protests sparked millions of students worldwide to take part in climate strikes and demonstrations, demanding political action. Greta Thunberg and her family have openly discussed her autism diagnosis and its impact on their lives. Greta was diagnosed with Asperger syndrome, a form of autism spectrum disorder, when she was around 11 or 12 years old. Greta herself has said that being different due to autism can be a superpower, particularly in activism, and that it allows her to think outside the box and remain focused on her mission. Greta has frequently addressed stereotypes about autism, emphasizing that many, especially girls, remain undiagnosed due to a lack of awareness, prejudice, and misunderstanding. Greta's mother recounted in their memoir how Greta's mental health challenges, including her refusal to eat and speak, were a nightmare for them and led them to seek medical guidance. Greta's mother remembers trying various solutions before a school psychologist suggested Asperger's. Initially, her parents did not recognize typical autism traits in Greta and were surprised by the diagnosis, but later realized there was a significant gap in public awareness about autism, especially in girls. Profile 5. Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd is a Canadian-American actor, comedian, screenwriter, producer, and musician, celebrated as one of the original cast members of Saturday Night Live, SNL, and for his starring roles in classic films such as The Blues Brothers and Ghostbusters. Born in Ottawa, Ontario, on July 1, 1952, he first gained fame on SNL as part of the Not Ready for Prime Time players, earning an Emmy Award for his writing and showcasing his talent for character work, impersonations, and comedy alongside stars like John Belushi. Dan Aykroyd has openly discussed his diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism, and how it has shaped his life and career. He was diagnosed in adulthood after encouragement from his wife to seek medical advice, and he credits some of his signature creative work, such as Ghostbusters, to characteristics associated with autism, including his specific obsessions and ability to hyperfocus. His openness about autism has contributed to increased public awareness and helped destigmatize adult diagnosis. While Aykroyd has revealed how autism shaped his perspective and creative success, there is less public commentary available from his family members on his diagnosis. The narrative primarily comes from Aykroyd himself, sharing both the hurdles he faced and the unique advantages his neurodiversity has brought to his work and life. Profile 6. Susan Boyle. Susan Boyle is famous for her breakthrough performance on the British television talent show Britain's Got Talent in 2009, where she stunned the judges and audience by singing I Dreamed a Dream from the musical Les Miserables. Her unexpected and powerful vocal talent, despite her unassuming appearance and humble background, turned her into an international phenomenon virtually overnight. Boyle finished in second place on the show, but went on to have a highly successful singing career, selling over 25 million albums worldwide, earning Grammy nominations, and setting Guinness World Records for being the oldest artist to reach #1 with a debut album. Susan Boyle and her family have publicly addressed her autism diagnosis with a focus on relief, understanding, and advocacy. Boyle was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, a high-functioning form of autism, as an adult, after having been mistakenly labeled as brain damaged as a child. In interviews, she revealed, "It was the wrong diagnosis when I was a kid. I was told I had brain damage. I always knew it was an unfair label. Now I have a clearer understanding of what's wrong, and I feel relieved and a bit more relaxed about myself." Profile 7. Daryl Hannah. Daryl Hannah is an American actress known for iconic roles in films such as Splash, Blade Runner, and Kill Bill. She was diagnosed with autism during childhood, at a time when autism awareness was limited. Hannah exhibited early signs of autism, including extreme shyness, difficulty with social interactions, and a preference for solitude, which shaped her personal and professional life. Hannah and her family have spoken about the autism diagnosis, with an emphasis on understanding and acceptance. Her diagnosis helped explain her lifelong social difficulties and sensitivities, but it also underscored her unique creativity and perspective. Rather than seeing autism as a limitation, Hannah views it as part of her identity that contributed to her distinctive approach to acting in life. Her family supported her by providing a nurturing environment, which was crucial in navigating both her personal challenges and her career. Hannah has become an advocate for autism awareness, celebrating neurodiversity, and encouraging acceptance of differences. Historical figures like Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, and Charles Darwin are often speculated to have been on the autism spectrum based on retrospective analysis of their documented behaviors and traits, like social difficulties, intense focus, and repetitive routines. However, because they lived before autism was a recognized condition, they were never formally diagnosed. Chapter 4. Key Challenges. Challenge 1. Social interaction. Many, including Anthony Hopkins, Elon Musk, and Daryl Hannah, have described struggles with interpreting social cues, body language, and tone of voice, which can lead to misunderstandings and feelings of isolation. Challenge 2. Sensory sensitivities. Individuals like Temple Grandin have discussed coping with sensory overload with loud noises or bright lights, which traditional school and work settings often fail to accommodate. Challenge 3. Communication issues. Difficulties in navigating ambiguous language in the workplace or understanding unwritten social rules have been noted. Some individuals may also struggle with maintaining eye contact, which can be misinterpreted as disinterest or rudeness. Challenge 4. Anxiety and mental health. Growing up feeling different or facing bullying, as mentioned by Elon Musk and experienced by Daryl Hannah, who suffered severe anxiety, has a significant impact on mental health. Challenge 5. Employment and career hurdles. The job interview process and navigating workplace social skills can be particularly challenging, contributing to high rates of unemployment or underemployment for autistic adults, despite their unique talents. Challenge 6. Struggles with change and routine. A strong need for routine and structure, common in individuals with autism, can make adapting to unexpected changes or new environments stressful. Despite these challenges, many have turned specific autistic traits, such as intense focus, attention to detail, and innovative thinking, into strengths that have fueled their success. Chapter 5. Connecting the dots. Let's wrap up with some big takeaways. Number 1. Different wiring doesn't mean less potential. The individuals we've profiled show how traits often viewed as challenges, intense focus, pattern recognition, and sensory sensitivities, can become assets. Number 2. Support and environment matter. Many succeeded because they had environments or moments that recognized their wiring and let their strengths emerge. Number 3. Autism helped because it was channeled. The trait alone didn't guarantee success, but when combined with passion, opportunity, and support, it led to extraordinary results. Number 4. The spectrum means diversity. Each person's story is unique. No one type of autistic success story exists. Number 5. Self-acceptance is key. Accepting your difference, or creating an environment that values it, is a step toward turning it into strength. If you're watching and you or someone you know is autistic, you should let them know that your wiring is not a setback by default. It can be a launch pad, literally in the case of Elon Musk. Find what you're passionate about. Channel your focus and seek the environment and support you deserve. If you're a creator, teacher, parent, or friend, look for the abilities, not just the challenges, and create spaces where difference can shine. Thanks for watching. If this video from Health Equals Wellness resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. Drop a comment below. Which story inspired you the most, or who is a person with autism you admire? We read the comments, and maybe we will include your story in a future video.